What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, listen, I'm going to jump back in on this situation where I did the story yesterday about two of the 6 members of this Mississippi Goon Squad stuff out there that happened in Mississippi, in which these 2 men, Eddie Parker and Michael Jenkins, were viciously, tortured and assaulted in a racial situation. Now, 2 of these 6 members of this goon squad were sentenced yesterday. Hunter Elwood, which I made a video about yesterday, got 20 years, and he was the one that was guilty of shooting Michael Jenkins in the mouth. And another officer, Jeffrey Middleton, was sentenced to 17. They saying 17, but it was 17. It equates to 17 and a half years. Now, I said what I was going to say about Hunter Elwood and these people as a whole, because I think they're crap. But there's a couple of things, because I went back and looked at that video, and I'm like, there's a couple of things I wanted to mention that I didn't mention yesterday. So I want to, mention them, because I think they're very important in this case. And a couple of things in this video I'm about to show you guys, I didn't even know what was going on. And I think, it's a good thing. But in my opinion, like I said, 20 years is not enough justice for what they did to these men. And this 17-year sentence for Jeffrey Middleton is a joke. Check out this video.
Turning now to a very troubling story out of Mississippi involving 6 law enforcement officers convicted in a brutal racist assault. They called themselves the Goon Squad, and 2 of them were sentenced yesterday. The attack began when someone called to complain about 2 black men staying with a white woman. Errol Barnett has been following this case, and we want to warn you that some of the details are very disturbing.
We wanted justice, and we have some justice.
Michael Jenkins and Eddie Parker say they are satisfied after a federal judge sentenced former sheriff deputies Hunter Elwood to 20 years and Jeffrey Middleton to 17 years for crimes the judge called egregious and despicable.
As far as the torture session, it went down, mainly in here.
A so-called goon squad of 6 officers pleaded guilty to crimes including entering this home last year without a search warrant. There, they shot Jenkins and Parker with stun guns, sexually assaulted them, and poured alcohol and milk over them while shouting racial slurs.
The 6 white police officers involved in this assault sought to dehumanize their victims.
Elwood admitted to shooting Jenkins after putting a gun in his mouth during a mock execution.
Looking at me, I'm looking at him, and we sat there for a minute, and he pulled the trigger.
In the courtroom Tuesday, Elwood apologized directly to the 2 men. Parker then forgave the ex-officer.
I forgive that part, but other than that, he still did, what he did, and he has to be punished for it.
An investigation by the Associated Press revealed that since 2019, some of the deputies had been involved in at least 4 violent assaults on black men, which resulted in 2 deaths and another suffering lasting injuries.
What do you say to people of color in Rankin County who look at this case and wonder if they're safe?
Well, I think that the people of color in Rankin County are safer than they were this time last year.
Now, later today and throughout the week, the other 4 officers involved in this racist torture incident will be sentenced. They face anywhere from 5 to 30 years in prison. But lawyers representing the victims say that's not enough. They've called for the ouster of Rankin County Sheriff Brian Bailey, and they filed a $400 million lawsuit against him for overseeing this team. His legal team says that lawsuit should be dismissed. Tony?
All right, guys, that's the video. And I'm going to say this real quick. That picture, I don't know if they snapped that picture wrong or at the wrong time, but in my opinion, the dude with the beard, Jeffrey Middleton, he looked evil as can be. I mean, they both look stupid, but he looked like he bowed it. And that's just my opinion. But I'm going to talk about 5 things that I should have brought up yesterday. First thing is this. We all know that the sentence was a joke. It was. But this guy right here, Hunter Elwood, was the one that shot. He used a firearm and blew this man's tongue out, his mouth, right? He got 20 years. Jeffrey Middleton got 17 and a half. I think every sentence that comes after that will be under 20 years, which I think is a joke. That's a travesty in itself. The guy, Hunter Elwood, I'm sure he's going to get the max. And I covered the story last year, so a lot of stuff might have come out that I don't know. And I encourage you guys in the comment section to just let me know and let a lot of the other people in the YouTube, in the community know that, what's going on down there if you're from there and you have valid information, because this whole thing is mind-boggling to me. I mean, not what they did, but just the time that they got. Now, I know the feds run differently. I was in the feds, but that's beyond me. That's the first point. Second point is this. Where's the civil rights violation charge at? You had the 5 officers out there with in Memphis that did what they did to Tyree Nichols. Now, granted, these people didn't die, but Michael Jenkins could have with the injury he sustained. You seen him in the hospital. He had a tracheotomy where he couldn't even, he had to have, after his surgery, he had to breathe through his neck, a hole in his neck. Those were serious injuries. And it's like, it was a racially profiled attack. Where's the civil rights charges at? That's the part I don't understand. Now, these guys didn't die like Tyree Nichols, may he rest in peace, but could have died. And their spirits was killed, in my opinion. So it's the same damn thing. They'll never be the same. This man, Michael Jenkins, will never talk again. Eddie Parker, he can't get his pride restored. Seriously. Where's the civil rights violation charges at? Because their civil rights was violated. They was minding their business in the house, regardless of what they was doing in there. They was minding their business and wasn't doing anything but, that warranted a crime or an invasion of their privacy and their masculinity. That's the second point. Third point is this. I think these officers are dumb. They are. It said what? Since 2019, they had 4 violent assaults against black men. I would go back and I would investigate everybody they arrested. And I think a lot of them people might have to be released. Because if they're willing to do this out of pure hatred for somebody because of the color of their skin, because they didn't know these guys, what else did they do to get people locked up and get, make it look like they were doing their job? A massive investigation needs to be launched, man. And that's the thing. This is common sense stuff. Why hasn't this happened? We're going to play devil's advocate. We're going to keep it real on here. If there was 2 white men, we in Mississippi now, if there was 2 white men and those 6 officers were black, they'd have life in jail. Tell me I'm lying on that. Come on, man. Another thing is this. Where's the white woman supposedly they was living with? Where's she at in all this? Did she come forward and talk? Did they ever even show her? That's another thing. They were supposed to be living with a white woman. Where's the white woman at? Did she speak in their defense? Did they ever put her on TV? I don't know. If anybody got that article, send it to me in my email or put the link in the comments, because I'm dying to know. And the last thing I'm going to say is this, and I'm sure y'all will feel me on this. Regardless, if their guidelines, they were in the guidelines in the feds, and they signed off on these deals or whatever they were, they still should have been in the courtroom having to explain themselves. They should have been paraded. For real, because in this day and time, that type of thinking needs to be explained to the public. We got enough problems out here and issues of race when people, people are battling with. Explain yourself. What was your problem with these people? Why does that black skin make you angry enough to do something like that? And I make each of them talk. And I'm sorry and I apologize ain't enough. Explain yourself as a grown-ass man. Now, what made you do what you did? Why'd you put the gun in his mouth? Why'd you put a dildo in his face? Why'd you do all of that? Why'd you pour alcohol on him after you critically injured him? Where's that hate come from in your heart? What did they do? Not other people. What did they do to you that made you do that to them? How come Michael Jackson got shot in the mouth? What made you shoot him? What made you shoot, period? What made you target these men? What did the neighbors say to you that sent you over there? And that neighbor need to be charged with something too, because it all came from her or his mouth. You know what I'm saying? They started that. That's another thing people ain't worrying about. People focusing on what they did. They were sent over there because somebody ran their mouth and started it. And that person now sitting at home looking stupid, not even looking stupid, just like, yeah. Think about that. That person needs to be outed too. Would you agree or disagree? Those are some points I wanted to bring up, and them valid points. And they said they got a $400 million lawsuit, and they're calling for the resignation of the sheriff. He would have been out of there if it was up to me. He would have been out of there because just like C.J. Davis with the Scorpion team in Memphis, you, sir, are responsible for backing that BS. You need to be out of there. In fact, you need to be up on charges too. That's just my opinion. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Leave me a comment, y'all. Tell me if y'all agree or disagree with some of the stuff I said. It makes sense. It's like a lot of stuff is left out. And I was like, man, I went and looked back at my old video I did yesterday. I'm like, I forgot some points. So I just wanted to share them with y'all. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Don't forget to comment and hit the thumbs up on your way out. Please.